All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is May 1st, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I'm the lead instructor at BYOB Trading. Let's take a look at some charts today. Let's take a look at SPY. Let's take a look at it on a clean chart here. SPY, 10-minute downtrend into the close. Apple and Amazon due to report. We'll see what happens. Meta and Microsoft seem to make the market rally. We'll see what happens here with Amazon and Apple. 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, we have a 2-hour uptrend coming into the close. On the daily chart, we put in higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Got a bullish gap up that never got filled. Let's take a look at the 2-day chart. 2-day chart, we are still in a downtrend. And we'll take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart still in a downtrend, but not moving down. Same as the 2-day chart. Still in a downtrend, but not moving down. Weekly chart, still in a downtrend, but not moving down. All right, monthly chart, big tail candle right there. Still in an uptrend on the monthly chart. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ on the daily chart. Got a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over the rising 17, right underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action is up here in the middle ground. All right, so in an uptrend and neutral right there for QQQ. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17. All right, under the downtrend line right there, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. In an uptrend on Diamond Dow because they made a higher low and a higher high. Price action is in the neutral ground right here, right in the middle at the midpoint, and in an uptrend for Diamond Dow. IWM, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap again, and over this rising flat 17 here. Price action underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. Still in the lower third, so still bearish right there on IWM. Let's take a look at FNGA. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the downtrend line, over the downtrend line, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Not in the lower third, so that's neutral right there. Let's take a look at XLE. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122, hanging out in the overbought buy zone up here all day. Just hung out up here in the overbought buy zone. Multiple days up here. All right, a lot of buying going on. T2123, more buying from the beginning of the day to the end of the day till the end of the day. Then they took like an early lunch on the end of the day on T2123. T2123 3-bar, 3 more green candle bars. Still haven't taken out. Let's see what that high is. That high is 631.877. That high is 631.883. Finally taken out and making a higher high. This is looking good. All right, still a bear flag if you ask me. They finally made a higher high right here on T21, a significant one. All right, taking out that high right there. So we'll see what happens. All right, that's T2123 3-bar chart. Still caught underneath the falling 200 SMA. Price action here on FNGA. Gap up, green from the beginning of the day almost to the end. Then we got a little sell-off coming in the end of the day with looking like a lower high here made a lower low happen. All right, price action, 2 green candle bars at the end for the most part. The rest of the day was green. Price Looking like it's going to close right at all-time high anchored VWAP over the hooking 200 SMA over the downtrend line. There's FNGA looking good, making higher lows and higher highs. It's FNGA. Let's take a look at XLE. XLE got a higher low. Yeah, that's a higher low and a higher high. But closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17, still down here in the lower third, in a downtrend and in bearish territory. USO. USO, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap, under the 17, down here in quadrant 1, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, or that 3-year high anchored VWAP. That is in a downtrend and also in bearish territory. UNG in a downtrend has to take out this high right here to negate the downtrend. In a downtrend, but made a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish trap and right just under the 17 EMA, still underneath the downtrend line, just over this 12-month high anchored VWAP right there on UNG. Still in a downtrend neutral right here, no longer in the lower third. Let's take a look at GLD. GLD, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the rising 17, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4, making higher lows and higher highs. That's bullish up there in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at SLV. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. Still in the upper third, so that's bullish. Still in a downtrend. They could bounce off of this 6-month or 12-year high anchored VWAP. If they take out that lower high, they'll have themselves an uptrend. Right now in a downtrend, wasn't moving down till the last 2 days here on silver. SMH. SMH, higher low, higher high over the trap, no longer in the lower third. That's neutral and in an uptrend because they made a higher low and a higher high. Let's take a look at Big Brother. XLK, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap. There's your breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a bust out. On the daily chart, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17, under the downtrend line, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. There's XLK, still neutral, and in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. IYT. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over the 17. Still in lower 1/3, so that's bearish. Still in a downtrend. Let's take a look at XLF. Higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Up here in the upper third, that's bullish up there. XLF on the daily chart. Amazon selling off. Great. That's not a sell-off. It's lower, but it's not quite the sell-off. We'll see what Apple's still the same. So Amazon and Apple report tonight. All right, that's it for me for today, traders. All right, so I will see you guys all tomorrow. Apple reports real late, like in an hour. Okay. Robert wants to know about AVAV. Bullish right through there. Look for that exhaustion candle. You got a grinder setting up here, leaning on that resistance overhead. Okay, AVAV setting up for a breakout. All right, you got resistance. You're right on right underneath resistance right here. So far. You had a link to the May 5th. Yes, I do. I don't have it right off. Hold on. Wait. Just a second. Let me see here. Just a second. I think I got one. Right here. Registration for open house right there. No, I put. Oh, okay. I'll put it in the video too. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here.